When I first found out that Taylor was pregnant, it was very surreal, but I knew what we had to do. It was going to be a huge decision. I really wanted to be there for her. I'm young myself, so I think that was the first thought, that, you know, it's too soon to have a child. My first decision was maybe to abort at a very early stage, even though it was definitely against what my beliefs and religion. It was a very selfish thought that came across, but ultimately it was going to be Taylor's choice.
So I found out I was pregnant my junior year of high school, and my first thought that came to mind was abortion. For Thanksgiving, I decided to visit my grandparents in Florida. I could tell that they weren't really pushing towards abortion. I knew that they just believed that God had a different plan.
In the beginning, when she came to stay with me in November, at that point, her decision was she was going to have an abortion December 3rd. And we talked to her about, what do you believe about abortion? And she didn't believe in it, but for her at that point, as a 17-year-old, it was a solution that she only could think of that would take everything away.
And so I came back home to North Carolina, and that day I got off the plane. My dad was questioning me, asking if I was feeling okay. And that day he took me to a pregnancy support center. I got an ultrasound and I heard the heartbeat. Just once hearing that, everything changed from there. My grandma had contacted my dad and had found Nightlight Christian Adoptions, and from there it was just like, it was all God. Laura from the adoption agency drove to Black Mountain, and we met at a coffee shop and got to know each other, and so I thought I'd give it a shot. And so I went to Greenville with my mom to look at portfolio books of the different families, and I wanted to go home. I wasn't making any connections. I just started even thinking about, okay, I should just keep this baby because there's no hope. We were watching this video of a family and this weird ringtone went off. And so we continued watching a video, and then it went off again. And I guess Laura had the on-call birth mother phone to the adoption agency, and someone had sent in 2 videos that they wanted me to watch. And then the second video was the Huntstables. And from then on, it changed everything. My mom and I went home and shared with the family like the link and went crazy, and like I think I watched that video constant. It was on repeat when I went to bed. They came to visit me in North Carolina. They came to my doctor's appointment. It was just like we've known them all of our lives.
But from the very first time we met Taylor, it was just felt right. I mean, she was immediately part of our family. You could just tell, you could feel it.
I know that a lot of people question if you've had a biological child, you know, will they love this adopted child as much? And but after meeting her, and we've had a week to fall in love, and it's no different. I mean, we feel the same, just overwhelming joy, and just completely like she was meant to be ours. It's just a different route. She didn't grow in my tummy. She grew in my heart, and she's just the most precious gift.
Due to her small measurements, they wanted me having her at 39 weeks, and so they set a date. June 8th was the big day. They wanted to start the induction at 8 a.m. And so the Huntstables arrived a few days ahead. It was like we already knew them. And so I arrived at the hospital, and I remember I constantly wanted Holly in the room. Of course I wanted my mom, but I just remember if anyone, I wanted Holly. It got to be about 12 a.m. and I was ready to start pushing. It was just so peaceful. And I think I pushed for about 40 minutes and she arrived. Seeing her for the first time was mind-blowing. And I wanted Holly holding Journey first. So my doctor set Journey on Holly's chest, and it was so cool because my umbilical cord was still attached to me, but at the same time Holly was holding Journey, so it was just like, in a way, a connection that I can't even describe. And it made me realize that adoption was the right decision. All along, it was God's plan, and He mapped out every single piece.
I think it's been an amazing experience meeting the family, being able to be so open. They're a great family.
And I just feel like we're never going to lose connection, and for a lifetime, they're going to be there.